We have heard so much recently in terms of hawker incubation programs, hawkerpreneur programs, and the hawker incubation program is actually led by the National Environment Agency. It's an NEA-led program. So clearly the government is behind this as
I think
well.
the government should stay out of this.
Why?
They're not fit, they're not qualified.
Tell me why you say that.
Because they're only throwing money at you. You know it, you mentioned it, that hawker work is tough. So to encourage it, here's incubation, here's all that. But it's still tough. Just because the government wants to incubate you doesn't mean this job is easy. Doesn't mean that you bid for a $5, $10 stall at some hawker centers and you got it set. People gave up that $1 hawker stall. The guy gave it up. Why? Because it's difficult to be there every day, to know what you do, how you're going to do it. Pumping money into the industry to fire this up may not be helpful. It gives people the impression that it's so easy, Let's go and do a try thing, like they say in the movies, there's no try, and then after that, it's easy to walk out when you are funded by somebody else's money. But if it's your own, and you realize that, wow, this is good, man. This is what I really want to do. It's a different story.
If the government stopped doing this, wouldn't we be even worse off? Even the people who are trying now will not try at all. That was the reason they got involved, right? That was the reason the authorities got involved.
It's the same story as in the past. That's why people went into the hawker business back in the day, 50s, 60s, 40s. They were desperate. Today, I think there's more reason for you to be desperate again. A lot of jobs are going to the machines, the computers, and AI. So maybe food is something AI cannot fully take over, because people are spoiled with the pleasure of artisanal food. We don't stand in front of a machine to feed ourselves. We want somebody to cook for us. So it's a very noble profession today. If you can think about it, wow, hey, maybe I like to dredge this food that I believe and love, and I know that I've got a story to tell about this food, and I want to sell and tell, and I want to go and do it because it makes me happy, because I know I can generate some money from this. That's why I say the government should stay out of this. Let the people, just give people very good rental prices and tell them where to get your supplies, and let them figure on their own how to be good, how to be better. Some of them want to enter because, I think I can get fame, because my father is so famous already. I think maybe Gordon Ramsay will come and eat at my store, man. I'll be famous, man. Where it didn't happen, they quit within 3 months. I've seen them. So let's attract the real ones. If not, let this culture just ride naturally. If you have any issues, come to me. I'll tell you stories. I'll tell you how to get into it, who you can meet, who you can talk to, and get into it, because you love the food culture that you grew up with. Get into it. Don't let anything stop you. It is very sexy. I've just came back from New York, and one of the biggest food markets, street food players down there, who has hawker stores, pop-up hawkers. He's the only vendor in the entire United States who's given permission to set up hawker pop-up stores in the heart of Times Square. Well, how many, 20, 30 million people traverse that area? And the guy was saying, I would love to have some Singapore hawkers. When I told him about what we do, the food culture and the stories, is imagine you are selling chicken rice balls in Times Square or something, or nasi lemak packs, and people talk about you, and those are very, very worthwhile goals. I rather encourage you to come up on your own, because they'll be more organic, and you will be in it because you did not get funding. It's your own money, it's your own belief. The more successful newer generation hawkers are those that came out on their own. And they're still around despite the failures. They didn't fall the minute they came across the first wall.